Have you ever felt completely drained halfway through a hike? Your legs are heavy, your energy's crashing, maybe even feel dizzy. Yeah, that's not just bad luck, that's actually bad fueling. But today I'm going to give you the exact nutrition strategy you need to keep your energy and performance high, avoid bonking, and actually enjoy your hikes from start to finish. I'm James Appleton, licensed guide and certified strength and conditioning coach here in the Adirondack Mountains, and I work with hikers and backpackers all over the US and Canada, helping them get strong and prepared for all of their outdoors adventures. Let's first talk about probably the biggest mistake that I see hikers making with their nutrition, and it's actually because they don't eat enough. Under-fueling. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just, I'll have a granola bar or some, little Poland Spring bottle of water. I'll be completely fine. Wrong. If you're hiking for hours on end, your body's burning through its energy stores. We call those glycogen stores, and it's burning through them fast. And if you don't replace those burned energy stores, well, that's when you kind of say hello to exhaustion and muscle cramps and brain fog and all those things that we don't want to deal with when we're out there in the backcountry. So here's my 4-step plan to help you fuel the right way when you're out in the backcountry. Step number 1, carbohydrates. They are your primary fuel source. Carbs are your body's fastest and most efficient energy source, period. They keep you moving, but not all carbs are created equal. All right, so you got your simple carbs, which are your sugary sweets, your candies, your cakes, that sort of thing. Then you got your complex carbs, which are your whole wheats, your rice, your potatoes, etc. So you're gonna have your simple carbs for your sweet energy now. Your complex carbs are kind of laying the base for your energy throughout the day. So before you go hiking, eat a mix of some slow and fast carbs. You want some like oatmeal and banana. That's a great pre-hike item to have for yourself. During the hike, you're going to want to eat a small carb source, maybe like every 60 to 90 minutes, every 2 hours at most. That's going to be your energy chews or some dried fruit or, that little handful of M&Ms that you got in your backpack, because we all love a good M&M when we're out on the trail, right? That's going to be your sugary stuff. That is what you're going to have for energy right now. You're going to eat those every like 60 to 90 minutes. You're going to want to replenish your energy with something that turns into energy right now. Let's move on to step 2, protein, the key to muscle endurance. Protein doesn't give you instant energy, but it does help prevent muscle breakdown, and it keeps you full longer. It's a lot easier to perform when your stomach's not growling because it needs food. So protein will help to keep you full when you're out on the trail. Some trail-friendly proteins that I personally like to pack. You got your jerkies of all kinds, meat of any kind, really, which is why it's a great time to mention that a sandwich is an awesome item to have out there on the trail. You got your bagged tuna or chicken, that doesn't need to be refrigerated, works well in your backpack for quick protein. You got your protein bars, and then when you're in a pinch, nut butters will do. They're not the greatest protein source, but in a pinch out on the trail will do. Well, we make concessions at that point. And pro tip, if you are hiking all day, try to get a little bit of protein into your snacks and your meals so that you stay strong. I'm telling you, a lot of times people ignore this, but it can be a really major game changer when you're out there all day long to keep your stomach full, because you can perform better when you're not hungry. All right, moving on to step 3. Fats. Yeah, we're talking fats. This is your long-lasting energy reserve. So fats, they take longer to digest, which means they will provide a steady energy burn, which is perfect for when you're out there on the hiking trail. You notice fats are higher calories than protein and carbs, so they provide more energy, but they come with more calories. So that's why you got to be mindful of the fats you're taking in. But your nuts, your almonds, your cashews, your sunflower seeds, your just general trail mix. There's a reason that trail mix became so popular with hikers, right? It's perfect for on the trail. Other fat sources, you got your cheese, your dairies, your avocados are great. Dark chocolate, right? That's why you see a lot of dark chocolate in trail mix so often. Your fats are really kind of helping lay the base throughout the day when you're out there on the trail. Moving on to step 4 of your on-trail nutrition strategy, we're talking hydration and electrolytes. Now, this is critical. When you sweat, you lose electrolytes, and you need those electrolytes to actually absorb the water that you're drinking. So if you're only drinking regular water and you've been sweating like crazy all day and you don't actually replace the electrolytes that you've sweat out, you're going to risk dehydration and cramps, and you're ultimately going to have a really rough day in the backcountry, especially once those cramps come in. The electrolytes are an enormous piece of this equation. I recommend a 50-50 split. So half your water, just plain old water, then half your water with electrolytes. So here's how I think you could hydrate smart. Before the hike, drink 16 to 20 ounces of water with electrolytes. And then during your hike, I like to have people sip, half a liter per hour or like 1 liter every other hour, give or take, and replace electrolytes as needed if you're sweating a lot. But even if you're not sweating, it's still a good habit to be drinking water with electrolytes in them. And then at the end of the hike, you're going to want to rehydrate with water and salt and potassium and just get your electrolytes back in fully, replenish everything, and then you'll be good to go. So, the best sources for electrolytes, you got your tablets and powders. I use Noon electrolyte tablets, but there's a million different options out there. Lots of stuff to have. You have your sports drinks, your low sugar sports drinks, but then there's some salty foods, right? You got your salted nuts, you got your pretzels, and even things like pickle juice can be an amazing thing to rehydrate. Fun fact, when I ran my first half marathon, one of the people at the water stations was yelling, "Water, water, water." So I went over to grab a cup of water, and they handed me a cup of pickle juice. And I'll tell you, I like pickles, but when you're expecting a cup of water to be water, and it turns out it's pickle juice, not the greatest item to have when you're a mid-half marathon. All right, so now that you know what to eat, let's talk about how to pack efficiently. So I like to call short hikes anything, 3 to 4 hours or less. So what I recommend bringing is 1 to 2 fast digesting carbs. This is your dried fruit or your energy gummies, that sort of thing. 1 small protein source, maybe a protein bar or some jerky, or you could just bring a cold cut sandwich and pretty much check all these boxes in one item. But then also you're going to want 1 bottle of water with electrolytes. I recommend at least a liter at that point. Grab your Nalgene, fill it up, throw electrolytes in there. You should be good to go. Now, if these are longer day hikes you're going on, like well over 4 hours, you're going to want a mix of carbs, proteins, and fats, whether it's a wrap with nut butter in it or a sandwich with cheese and cold cuts or a wrap with peanut butter and jelly in it. Fantastic choices. You're getting carbs, protein, and fat all in the one sandwich. Great choice. You're going to want to bring plenty of water. Remember, 1 liter for every 2 hours you're out there, roughly. That's a good just guesstimate of how much water you're probably going to want. And I like a 50-50 split, electrolytes and water. That has worked well for me. It works well for my clients, and I know it will work well for you as well. And then a small recovery snack for when you get back to the car, right? Because how good is it to get back to the car at the trailhead and you got a snack waiting for you there? Really hits hard at the end of a hike. Now, if you're backpacking or going on multiple day hikes, that, my friends, is an entirely different ballgame. So drop a comment here in the comments if you want me to cover that in another video. Just type backpacking and I'll get to that video next time. Speaking of dropping a comment, drop a comment with what your go-to trail snack is, or if you've ever hit a wall out there on the trail, tell me the story. I'd love to talk to you about it and hear your experience. If you found this video helpful, hit that like and subscribe button for more content below. And if you want some help getting in better shape for the mountains and learn the right nutritional strategies that will help you out on the trail, you can either join my next Great Range Athlete Team program, or you can reach out about working with me one-on-one and we could book a call and talk to you then. All the links are below. So eat up, drink up, and enjoy your time on the trail.